Okay, so I am back with another apartment video. I know y'all are like, "What? How many? How many of these videos is she gonna do?" This should be my last one. I'm making this video because there are some questions about my apartment. Mainly, how much is my rent? That by far has been the number one question that I've gotten about the apartment video that I posted. Um, when I made the first video, I actually considered putting in there how much it was, but then, I started going back and forth on how it might be received and I wasn't really sure, so I decided to just leave it out. However, apparently inquiring minds want to know. So I started to just answer it in the comments section, but then someone made a suggestion that I make a video about it and how much I like living in DC, which I'm gonna do. Um, but I thought I there are some people who just want to know how much my rent is and don't care about New York City or how I like living in it. And I didn't want to hold the rest of them hostage while I talk about everything. So I'm going to make the New York video and how I like it, the pros and cons, and maybe take you on a tour in another video. So I didn't forget about you. I got you. Okay, so back to this video. The other reason that I didn't just put it in the comments section is because I felt the need to explain a little bit about the pricing in Manhattan and New York City as a whole, certain areas, amenities, various things that make the prices go up or down. Because if I just post a number with no context, it's kind of just like, oh my God. And I didn't want I didn't want it to appear like that. So um, that's the purpose of this video. Okay, so sorry, hold on. Okay, so before I say the amount, let me just explain something. New York City is made up of five boroughs. For those who don't know, I know a lot of you will know, but some of you won't, so let me just explain it. Five boroughs make up New York City: Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, Queens, and Manhattan. I live in Manhattan. Manhattan is the most expensive of the five boroughs. There are places that are less or more, little pockets in certain boroughs, particularly Brooklyn. Brooklyn is starting to get pretty expensive as well. But generally speaking, Manhattan is the most expensive. So when I say the price, I don't want people to think, oh my God, I could never live in New York City, because that's just not true. Um, okay, so that's one. Two, in Manhattan itself, Manhattan is there are a bunch of different neighborhoods in Manhattan, and I'm not going to go through all of them because we'd be here all day. But you can kind of break it down into downtown, midtown, uptown. And generally speaking, again, downtown is the most expensive. Downtown is Tribeca, Soho, the Village. It's just the most expensive, typically. Midtown is kind of in between. It's still expensive because New York is just expensive anyway, but not as expensive as downtown, significantly less usually. And then there's uptown, which is less expensive than midtown. So in general, the higher up you go, the less you'll pay. There are exceptions to the rule in all of the areas, but just generally, that's kind of how it goes. I live in Midtown, so keep that in mind. Okay, how much is my rent? My rent is $29.35. Um, yeah, okay, and when I say it, it sounds bad because I know that that's more than a lot of mortgages, and I'm paying almost $3,000 for a studio apartment, and I'm keenly aware of the ridiculousness of it. Um, but it's part of living in New York City. And that was kind of what I knew I was signing up for when I moved here. So yeah. So yeah, that's what it is, to answer the questions that I kept getting. Um, I will explain in the next video the pros and cons of the building, living in New York City. Um, do I plan on staying here? Yeah. So I feel some kind of way even. Okay. Anyway, so that's the answer. If you have any comments or concerns, feel free to leave them. Um, yeah. So here it is. All right. Talk to you later.